Today I watched some wrestling, and I watched a whole show of wrestling, and it was good to watch some wrestling. What I watched today was ECW, the Buffalo Invasion from 1997, so obviously the original ECW run by Paul Heyman with Todd Gordon. Yeah, this was great. This was filmed about a month after Barely Legal, their very first pay-per-view. Not like the best card match-wise that I've ever seen of ECW DVDs and pay-per-views that I've ever seen, but still had some very entertaining elements indeed. Started off with the Pitbulls. It was a tag team that I never really dug personally, but they were still like fairly good, versus the FBI, the Full-Blooded Italians, and I like these guys. Little Guido had Tommy Rich as well. I don't remember Tommy Rich being part of them. Yeah, Little Guido teaming up with Tracy Smothers. Just kind of standard tag match, really. It was alright. I mean, I wasn't too interested in it, but Little Guido was good in it, and yeah, just kind of a standard opener, really. It's quite good, got the crowd going. And then it was Balls Mahoney versus this unknown Wild Bill Wiles. He was like just this kind of like newcomer guy. He looks a bit like Kevin Steen, you know, kind of stout and with a bit of a funny facial hair and that. Yeah, not much highlights in this match, really. It was only like 5 minutes. Stuff that really made me laugh was Balls Mahoney doing a corner chop like Ric Flair, then doing a strut. That was pretty hilarious. Wasn't too bad, no. And then it went on to another quite short match between Taz and Spike Dudley, which was okay, I guess. Like, not really the best thing that I could imagine from both of them, but still pretty cool. Then it was Shane Douglas with Francine versus Chris Chetty. Not too into this, but I think Chris Chetty was fairly good, you know. He did a nice kind of springboard kind of crossbody or something, you know, where they bounced to the other rope. But yeah, it was alright. I can't really remember much from it, to be honest. Didn't stick out in my mind. The big thing I remember is Rick Rude coming to the ring and taking off Francine in a rather rude way. Yeah. And then there was this. Then it was like got a bit more interesting. This is where it picks up a bit. The Dream Partner match, and it's like Raven and Tommy Dreamer is like in amongst their feud. Tommy Dreamer has never pinned Raven at this point, and this is where they have to like choose anyone from the locker room, pretty much. And Tommy Dreamer chooses Terry Funk, who's the ECW champ, actually pinned Raven for the belt. And Raven chooses Stevie Richards, who used to be his lackey at this point, but had gone on to form the faction of the BWO, which is like their kind of like wacky take on the NWO. And it was cool stuff. I like Stevie Richards a lot. And yeah, they like basically told the story of them not getting along, but Raven still having some psychological power over him. Like, often Raven would take the mic and say, "This is no way to beat him up," and all that, "You're fucking crap," blah blah. And yeah, giving Stevie some abuse, but like he was like taking it, like he still had some kind of power over it. Yeah, not a bad match, more of a kind of storyline match. I think Louis Spicolli came out at some point and tried to attack Dreamer. Yeah, it was alright. And then it got real good from here, I thought. The three-way dance for the ECW Tag Team title, the Eliminators, the Dudley Boys and the Gangsters. I wasn't really looking forward to this match, but the Eliminators really held it together by doing their like high-flying arsenal and just intense brawling. And yeah, like doing lots of like spin kicks and spinny heel kicks and hurricanranas on those guys. And it was the Dudley boys of Devon and Big Dick Dudley, as opposed to Bubba Ray, but Bubba Ray was at ringside. And yeah, pretty cool match. Started off with the Eliminators and the Dudleys. Obviously the Gangsters did their big entrance with the music playing, and like New Jack bringing a shopping cart full of weapons, including a croquet bat and a VCR, and lots of fun stuff like that. And it was just a hell of a lot of fun, this match, I thought. Just a really like great kind of hardcore match that you don't have to like take too seriously, and has enough like good high spots to keep things interesting, and a fair bit of comedy as well with like the croquet bat. And it was cool, I thought. Definitely worth watching, that match. Then there's Tommy Dreamer having another match versus Louis Spicolli. And this was alright. It just started with like some general brawling. Then they took it out into the crowd, and Tommy Dreamer took Louis Spicolli back to like the top of the stalls and set up a table. And there's like a bit of a like shitty table spot where he rammed Louis into the table, and it like just partially broke. And then after that, like Louis Spicolli threw like Tommy Dreamer down the stalls, and it looked like it really hurt, but it's like he was like bouncing himself off. I mean, it's quite hard wood, and I was like, fuck, you know. Hard bumps. Tommy Dreamer was hard working, and yeah, just fairly good match. Like Bueller got involved and low blowed Louis Spicolli. Tommy Dreamer hit the DDT, and yeah, pretty good, pretty hardcore. Then it's ended with a four-way dance between Terry Funk, Raven, Sandman, and Stevie Richards. And Raven and Stevie still had some kind of alliance. They were going after both of them, but then towards the end, Stevie was tired of Raven's crap, and they like started scuffling and all that. And Sandman went to get the guardrail and brought the guardrail in the ring. And there's lots of DVTs. Stevie hit the Stevie kick on Raven. Sandman went for the cover. Terry Funk and Sandman were trying to put Stevie Richards away with numerous DDTs and pile drivers, and it took a long time until there was like a guardrail. Sandman got pinned, I think, and then there was a guardrail shot on Stevie by Terry Funk, and Terry Funk came out of that one the winner. And yeah, pretty hardcore. Definitely showed like how some of the hardcore elements of ECW was done to an entertaining degree. Not a lot of great stuff on the wrestling front, although the Eliminators kicked ass. And yeah, I think it could be worth a watch, this show, the Buffalo Invasion. But it's not like the best ECW event I've ever seen, to be honest. But still very entertaining indeed. And yeah, if you've seen any of the matches on this, or like want to reminisce about ECW, give me a comment on this DVD. Cheers.